Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on today's video. If you're new here, my name's Sharon, these are my parents, and welcome to my weight loss, fashion and everything fun channel. So if you've never been here before, welcome. So today is my third ever weigh-in on this channel. If you're curious to find out how well I've done for this month, then just keep on watching. And if you are interested in any of my other weight loss related content, then definitely stick around to the end of the video because I will leave links and information to my other videos that I've done so far related to my weight loss journey. So this video covers the period up until today, which is the 3rd of January. Before I go any further, I hope that you've all had a really lovely Christmas and New Year's period, whatever that looked like for you this year. I know all of us are celebrating in ways that are different and maybe not ideal, but I hope you all stayed safe and I hope you all celebrated as best as you could. This month, everything was smooth sailing. I'm hoping this video isn't going to be as long as the last one because there's far less information to catch you all up on. In my last video, I spoke about some of the changes that I had made to my diet. Again, if you're interested in seeing that, I'll leave the information in the description box down below. So this month started off pretty normal for me. I continued on with the same formula, if you will, that I did from the month previous. So I made sure that my calories were at 2,000 to 2,200 and above. Obviously on days that I didn't exercise as much, I cut back. And on days where I was sort of exceeding the number of calories that I burn on average, then I was making sure that I supplemented that with really lean, high protein snacks and foods. So the other things I continued this month, I continued experimenting with the notion of intermittent fasting. So at the moment, I try not to eat any food after 10 p.m. and to have my breakfast after 8 a.m. With all the craziness of Christmas and what with working in the magical world of retail, I did have to tweak that over the last couple of weeks. But if I happen to get home late from work and I say had my last meal sort of at 10:30 or 11, I just made sure that I ate later on in the morning the next day to make sure that I was still keeping that 10-hour window of fasting as much as possible. Now, the reason why I say that I'm experimenting with intermittent fasting is because I know there are a lot of hard and fast rules. For example, even the types of drinks that you consume within that time frame can impact on whether you are truly technically fasting. And I tend to try and minimize the amount of snacking that I do by replacing it with sugar-free squashes or low-calorie soft drinks. Some people may not necessarily like that. That's okay. This is my body. This is what I put into it. I live on Pepsi Max and orange squash. So the biggest thing for me is just making sure that I'm not snacking afterwards. That was something that I used to do a lot of back when I was larger, was having a full-blown, perfectly cooked dinner and then pigging out on snacks afterwards, not because I was hungry, but because I was watching a show and I was mindlessly grazing and eating on anything that was available to me. So that's something that I've continued this month. Something new that I've started to go hand in hand with that is that I've started to take my myo-inositol supplement twice daily. The particular bottle that I have says that you can take it up to 3 times. However, I don't feel comfortable necessarily taking a supplement that often. I trialed it for about 2 weeks, taking the supplement once a day in the morning with my breakfast, and I found no side effects. So I made the decision about 2 weeks ago to start taking the tablet twice daily, in the morning with my breakfast and in the evening with my dinner. Because it's a natural supplement, I thought that it would help my body in being able to process my last meal in the evening, particularly where I was starting to make an effort with intermittent fasting and not having anything to eat at a certain window. I thought the myo-inositol might help my system in being able to break down some of those sugars and to help my body be able to absorb them and make use of them whilst I was at rest. I can honestly say after increasing the dosage to twice a day, I still found no side effects whatsoever. And in fact, the hardest part of the whole process was really just remembering to take it. I think I've missed out on 2 evenings in the last 2 weeks, so that's not so bad. But for some reason, it's just so much easier in the morning when I'm taking my other supplements to remember to take that as well. Whereas in the evening, it's the only pill that I'm supposed to take, so it's just a little bit harder to remember. But that's literally been the hardest part of that whole process, is just remembering to take it. So this way in, I thought it might be fun to actually show you guys some screenshots of my weekly update tracker that I get sent to me via email from my Fitbit. So I'm just going to place that information somewhere on the screen for you to sort of have a look at. If you can see, there were a couple of days there in each of the weeks where I did have really low activity. Some of those days may have been rest days. There were probably days off where instead I was doing a lot more organizing of the household in between all the chaos of work over the Christmas period. But you'll see again that my average calorie burn in that time is still quite high, and the average amount of steps that I did sort of in the week overall still remained pretty consistent and pretty high. If you guys are curious and you're ever wanting to maybe get to know me on a more personal level rather than on this platform, if you want to see me posting meals that I eat or workout routines that I do, you're always more than welcome to join me on my Snapchat. I am very, very active on there. I'm always posting all the little workouts that I'm up to. If you're interested at all in literally joining me on my journey, that's where I post almost daily everything that I'm kind of doing. It is my personal Snapchat account, so there are lots of other content in there as well. But yeah, it tends to be largely focused on my weight loss at the moment because that is the priority of my life right now. So if you would like to join me on there, you're more than welcome to. I will leave my handle somewhere on the screen. So this time of year obviously has a lot of potential temptations for people. It's typically a time of year that a lot of people may overindulge in food or drinks or things like that, because it's a very festive, fun time of year. I totally get that. For myself, I didn't come off plan at all. I'm lucky in the fact that my birthday is just 8 days away on the 11th of January, so I tend to always bargain with myself and say that if I'm really, really good over like Christmas and New Year's, that I can be a little bit naughtier on my birthday. But all I ended up doing was really having a nice roast dinner, making a few healthy swaps, so using salt reduced gravy, making sure I measured out the gravy, roasting my potatoes with fry lights instead of goose fat, which is very typical for this time of year. Just a lot of little healthy swaps like that. But I did definitely still indulge in a nice big roast dinner on Christmas. And New Year's for us was really, really quiet. Didn't end up doing too much. I kind of fell asleep, I think, before midnight. I was a little bit over 2020, as I'm sure we all are. And I'm not really that big of a drinker, to be fair. I think all up in 2020, I consumed alcohol on 3 different occasions, which is not to say that I don't enjoy my alcohol, because being an Aussie, when I do get around to drinking, I like to go hard, but it's just not something that I necessarily indulge in very often, if at all, in the year. So I did have a couple of goals that I wanted to reach from my previous weigh-in video. The first one was that I wanted to get down to 7 stones lost in total. From the start of my weight loss journey. That means that I should have weighed in at 16 stone 12 pounds. And the other goal that I had was to lose 100 pounds by my birthday, which again is in 8 days time. I don't know why I keep bringing that up. I don't expect you guys to buy me anything. It's just, I'm just super excited about my birthday. So this morning when I weighed in, I'm really gonna have to like invest in actual special effects to give me some kind of decent drum roll here, but I will absolutely insert the clip of me weighing in this morning. So I weighed in at 16 stone 9 3/4. Whoa, yay! Which means that not only did I definitely successfully achieve my first goal of 7 stones lost, but I also have now officially lost 100.25 pounds since the very start of my weight loss journey. So, and that's, you know, a week before I had planned to. So I could not be more grateful. I could not be happier. I'm so excited. I just feel like I'm grateful in the fact that everything I'm doing is working and that I've stuck to the plan. There's been a lot of ups and downs in my journey so far. A lot of that I think I'm going to detail into a video coming up quite soon. But yeah, it seems that everything that I'm doing at the moment is working, so I'm really grateful. So that gave me this month a total loss of, oh, I can calculate it, hang on, 17.4, 4 pounds lost. No, I need to pause this. That gives me a total loss this month of 8.25 pounds, which I'm really pleased with. Last month I think I lost 2.5 pounds, but there were reasons and complications and all sort of things that went on. So again, if you want to watch that video, just stick to the end of this one and I will leave a link for you. And so aside from losing 8.5 pounds this month, I also ended up losing 9.5 centimeters of my body as well. So if we look at the actual breakdown, I lost 1 centimeter off my right arm, 2 centimeters off my waist, 2.5 centimeters off my belly, which I'm so grateful for, 1 centimeter unfortunately from my bum, 2 centimeters from my left leg, and 1 centimeter from my right leg, again giving me the total of 9.5 centimeters lost. So yeah, I am super excited. The goal for next month at this point is to first of all enjoy myself on my birthday, which if you don't know is in 8 days time, and to try and get down to under 16 stone 5 pounds. The reason why that number is so significant for me is because I am trying to get to a certain BMI before I'm able to take anti-androgen medication to help to combat some of my PCOS symptoms. So if I can get to somewhere under 16 stone and 5 pounds, then I will able to contact my private doctor and start taking that medication, which will be really exciting to start that journey this year. That is really the only goal for this next coming month. Anyway guys, like I promised you, I would try and keep this short and sweet, certainly shorter and hopefully a little bit sweeter than the last video I updated about my weight loss. If you're also starting this journey, if you want to come along with me, I'd be so happy. Comment down below, let me know what your New Year's resolutions were, whether they're weight loss related or not. I don't care, I just want to know that you guys had a really good New Year's, and to hear any plans and hopes that you have for 2021. If you liked today's video, give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it, you guys. If you want to hang out with my parents and I again, you're more than welcome to. All you need to do is click subscribe and join the tribe. And yeah, I can't wait to see you guys in my next video, and thank you so much for sticking around to this one. Bye.